Hey guys, Skype here. I'm hoping that all of y'all are having some wonderful holidays because let me just tell you right now, I'm having an absolute freaking blast with the new Kamineko. Gosh, this guy is so fun. This character is so fun. She's freaking Kami. Look at this. 1.226 million damage. 1. That's Alice levels. That's Alice levels on a tank. She has the highest HP in the game. She has like the second or third highest defenses in the game. And she is hitting for Alice levels climaxes. And on top of that, she gives you the extra CP like Tomoka, granted under specific situations, which unfortunately I'm out of DD tickets, so I can't even show those to you. But I think a lot of people just don't know how she works. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people don't understand how broken of a god she really is, a character, a Kami that she really is. And she does need A3 before she comes online. So there is an investment with that. But she opens up so much of the game that was previously inaccessible. Look at this. That's Miyuki and Zero. That's me. Farmable frag characters. Farmable frag characters. She takes all this damage, she stores it, and she unleashes it back. Farmable frag character. Farmable frag character. Yes, that one is a limited, and yes, you need A3 with her. But for high-end meta, that's so little. That's so little. 600,000 damage. My previous AoE score was like 525. I think I got 535 once because of ridiculous amounts of crits. And there's no Alice here. It's not in this comp. Think about what I could do if I added an Alice or somehow got a rotation in. I did a rotation with Mao, a character that you can't use D&DD because she has the ability to lose HP. And Mao can't use his AoE until everybody's under, or at least somebody is under 60%. She enables the ability to use Mao in DD and in Psych on turn 3. She could do it in turn 2 if I wasn't stupid and leveled up her freaking first ability. But I mean, I did. So if you're going to use Mao, just think about that. Don't level up the first ability. And it's ridiculous. And I'm going to kind of just go over what she does. But I also want to show like what investment you need to have in her. You need her A3. You need to level this up. You see all this other crap? It don't really matter that much. Is it going to increase your damage by a little bit? Yes. A small margin. You may do another 20,000, 30,000 damage if you get these. This is your big ticket here. And I'll go over why. Before we even do that though, and you're going to have to forgive my mouse because it's super, super freaking sensitive. I just want you to see this. I know her stats aren't that big and it doesn't matter that much because she's an enabler. 185. 185 talent. A. And she's with this as her support. She's going to be hitting like a freaking truck. An A support with 185 talent. She's going to hit for over 1 million damage. With this. Come on. If that doesn't do something for you, like, I got nothing for you. I don't know. Like, this is so amazing that she's enabling all these comps to be in the high-end meta, and nobody knows what the maximum comp's going to be. I'm going to be trying a different one myself here in just a second than I've been doing. I've been using Kuroyuki Hime with my Kimono Asuna because, well, I mean, that's one of my best characters that I have. But I'm going to try Accelerator here in just a second. We're going to do it in Psych, and we're not even going to be getting her full potential. But we'll go over the skills, and you'll understand why I'm not going to be getting her full potential in Psych in just a second. But let's explain what she does, because a lot of people don't understand that. So if you don't understand what she does, and you can't understand why she's doing this much damage. Her big thing, first of all, is go over her talent. You receive 1 climax point at the beginning of each round. Period. So that's 7 climax points over 7 turns. 7 climax points. And if you have less than or equal to 3 at that time, at the very beginning of your turn, you also gain 1 extra skill point. Now she loses 10% of her HP every single turn, and you gain 1 stack as power of judgment up to 5 stacks, which increases the damage of your punishment by this percentage. And what that means is basically when you go to her skills, her second ability puts a debuff that lasts 4 turns on the characters. You can refresh this just by casting the skill again. So if you need to go 10 turns, you cast on the first turn, you cast on the 4th turn, you cast it again on the 8th turn, and you'll be able to store all the damage. So you put this, or keep the debuff up. That debuff allows her to basically store the damage you deal with all 6 of your characters, so all 3 teams. It records that damage up to, 9 million? And then when you do your climax, you do 18% of all the exploded damage modified by your EXE talent, which is what mine was, like 9.5%. In addition to her base damage. Her base damage, this is pretty pitiful, 291%. There's crosses in the game that do a little more damage than that. But she's dealing that extra percentage damage that was recorded through all 7 rounds and hits it one time. It's huge. That literally means that you don't need a big climaxer. You can have anybody that uses skills. Now, we're going to run a psych just so you can kind of see it in action. The reason why we're not going to be getting her full potential is because of the fact that on these 2 psychs that I have open right now, there's 2 characters that are slower than mine. So I'm not going to ever be able to get the extra skill point. But in like other modes like DD, or if there is a psych that doesn't have the 2 slower characters, you'd be able to gain the 7 skill points plus the 7 climax points. Now I want you to put this through your head. If you're doing 7 turns, you have to use that skill twice. So that's 4 skill points. Or, 4 skill points times 2, that's 8 skill points. She gives you 7. So in total, she consumes 1 skill point. Now, when she uses those 8 skill points, she's going to give you the 7 that she gave extra into climax points. And she gives you 7 climax points. So you gain 14 climax points. Her climax costs 10. You gain 4 additional climax points just for having her in your group. And she hits for 1 million damage, over 1 million damage, for 1 skill point. Overbloated Tomoka? Like, overrated Tomoka. That's what everybody's calling her. She's just an overrated Tomoka. When Tomoka hits for 1 million, and even in single target, she hits for like 600,000. Because she's still recording the damage that you deal single target to that character. And you climax with her, she hits for 600k on an AoE, single target character. And people think she's overrated. Jeez. Okay, I have to stop myself. It's just, she enables so much that was not playable. These are 2 of my favorite characters. They're farmable. They're farmable. Farmable. You don't even need to farm this character. This character's not farmable, sure. But she doesn't need talents. All she needs is A3 to pop off. And sure, in order for you to get any sort of consistency, I really hope you spent the extra money and got the A5 Oro. Because that's the only other thing that's really kind of important. Because you need consistency if you're really going to make use of her ability. You need a character that's slower than the rest of your other characters that can consume the rest of the skill points and then get 2 skill points additional for every single climax. That means you get 9 skill points per turn and you get 10 climax points per turn. So if you use a character that uses 8, guess what? You're getting 2 additional climax points per turn. By turn 7, you got 14 additional climax points that you can do on any other ability. If nothing else, you can just use those extra 10 of the 14 to use her ability while continuing to spam your 8. That's ridiculous. Holy crap. And then she's going to hit for like 1 million damage. Not going to hit for quite 1 million in Psych because the Psych characters get reduced damage. So I'll be happy if I hit 700,000 since they get 20% reduced damage. And what am I missing? Oh, they have higher defenses than DD as well. We're going to go ahead and skip this turn since we don't have Mao. That's not really going to be big of a difference. And I don't have any HP talents or any tank talents with her right now. Alright, so First turn. See, it's kind of one of the things that sucks since these two are going to go slower. Well, I actually have give the one extra for this turn, but after that, it's pretty much done. Gosh, I can't even explain how amazing it is to just have a character that shakes up the meta this much. And it's gonna be probably another month from now at least, minimum, before everybody's figuring out like what the proper rotation is gonna be on this. And you're gonna have to forgive. I'm just kind of going through here, and I'm probably gonna screw this rotation up a little bit. But the big thing is just to understand the point. See, we got 4 stacks. When it comes to her turn, it's gonna go down 3 stacks. So I need to refresh this on turn 4. So that's the big thing we're going to be looking into. Now we got turn 3. We're doing our Indra on turn 3 because our turn 1 and 2 aren't that great. So we want the big damage to happen on turn 6 and the Indra to happen on turn 7 again for the recast. Okay, so we should be good doing the 3 here. If we do the 3, the cross here, that allows me to do the climax with the Oro. Gives me 2 skill points, which lets me do the cross with her. We could have actually done the 4 skill point. Oh well. Small mistake, that's fine. Alright, so turn 4 is coming up, so we have to refresh this buff. Now, we technically can do it on turn 5, but we want to do it as early as possible because turn 5 damage is going to be a little bit higher because of the Indra stacking. Turn 6 is going to be when the Indra is fully stacked. So that's going to be our biggest damage turn. Theoretically, as long as we don't screw up this rotation. Alright, so turn 4, so let's just do this. This isn't a written rotation or anything like that. I'm just kind of just going in here because I'm not trying to do this as a perfect, whoops, almost clicked the wrong thing. I'm not trying to do this as a perfect run. I'm just trying to do this as, just to show you the potential she really has. And I have such a hard time understanding why people don't understand how broken of a god this character is. It's in her name. It's Kami. It's in her freaking name. They tell you she's a god. Alright, so we're doing turn 5. Even though turn 6 is going to be our biggest turn, I want to save Firebird for the next round, and it requires 2 points, so therefore we gotta use it right now. Bam! There's 520,000. That's stored. Look, let's see how much damage is stored right now. 710,000 damage. So it's going to be 18% of that damage is going to be dealt whenever she climaxes. All right. So we're going to do accelerator on this one. So we need or on turn 7. So we're going to do the frill here, and then we're going to do the burb to extend the frail from the Kimono Asana to the next turn. I'm having to actually think a little bit here, so forgive me on my little bit of a less of excitement, because I'm still actually super excited because I want to see how much he climaxes for, even with this reduced damage. But like, come on. All right, so turn 6. This is a big one. We should hit really freaking hard right here. Come on, get it. 520,000 though. It's nothing to scoff at. Don't get me wrong. But I've hit upwards of like 600,000 with them. Alright, so here we are. Let's see how much it hits for. Round 7. I'll be happy if we break like 700,000 because of the reduced damage and everything, and the higher defenses. Come on. And then the very last hits when it does the actual proc damage from everyone else. 881,000! 881,000! 881,000! Oh, I should have used the intro. I don't even care. I didn't even crit. Like, it would have hit like 950,000 if it crit. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is such a fun character. And she's a tank. And she only requires 1 talent to be high. And she allows comps without Alice to be viable. And people want to say she's an overrated Tomoka. Tomoka gives freaking 7 points. She gives you 14 climax points. 14, and she hits for over 1 million. You consider that to be overrated? Holy crap! I don't understand. But that being said, just even if you took all that away, if you took away her big climax, the fact that she allows other characters that aren't just the same old composition day in and day out, like sure, Tat shook up the meta a little bit, and I don't even run Tat, and it shook up the single target meta, and Tat is still a single target meta, but I did my single target rotation. Last time. I was competing against the Tetsuya rotations. It wasn't quite up there, but I was competing with Emmy. I used Emmy, and I scored top one I scored first place in the last round to get True Rookie. And I needed to get first place in order to get True Rookie. With Emmy. Holy crap, I don't even know what my score was. Let's see what it is here. Hold on. From user Sky. Has image. Hopefully I don't have too many things in here that are embarrassing. Look at that. Look at that. 388,000, 389,000 almost. With Emmy. With this comp. With not even a full skilled Kirino. Screw this mouse. With a 330 talent Emmy. We're talking the high-end meta. The high-end meta. I'm the highest level in the game. And she increased my score, my single target score by 50,000. And she increased my AoE score by 60,000, almost 70,000 points. Overrated. Okay.